I would like to thank you for accepting us here in the Embassy of Chile in Azerbaijan. Thank you very much.
Not at all, it's my pleasure. I'm more than honored to receive you here and to have the opportunity to talk about what is in our interest.
I've prepared some questions for you, and I think just our interview will be very interesting for both of us. Mr. Ambassador, how long have you been serving in Azerbaijan? And I would like to know just what are the main differences between our countries?
That's a very long question, and your answer too. But the embassy was opened in December, officially in December 2018. So we have completed just 1 year, almost a little bit more than this. And I am so proud, as I said to you recently, because I have been the first Chilean diplomat who came here to open an embassy. Not only to open an embassy for the first time, but in Azerbaijan, which is the very first time that the Chilean government opened an embassy in this area, Caucasus, South Caucasus. And the second question is quite a challenge, because there are many differences and many coincidences between both countries. What I want to underline, first of all, is that the distance between both countries, the physical distance, geographical distance, is such a long distance, more than 15,000 kilometers. That means by plane, not less than 30 hours flying, which is a lot. And but it's also good to underline the coincidences, because both countries are rather small. Chile is a very small country with a population around 17 million, which is a bit more than Azerbaijan, but this is a small country, and located in a very far south of the South American continent, close to the Antarctica. And but the people, I don't know why, but we look quite similar. The expressions, the faces are quite similar. I have been confused all the time here as probably coming from this part of the world. The people talk me in Russian or even in Azerbaijan, and they are surprised when I said I don't speak the language. I also apologize, but because they assume that I am from Georgia or something like this, which is very interesting too. But there are some coincidences. People is very friendly here. I'm very glad to find people which is finally, beside all these languages difficulties, very open, very frankly, and friendly, especially friendly. I am amazed with the creativity of the population, and you find an expression of all these things very often, not only in the gastronomy, but also the cultural expressions, the kind of characteristic of the city. So I have been. I don't want to appear as not to be so frank, but I feel like at home, somehow like at home. Our gastronomy, to say, someone said to us in the newspaper I was reading that our Chilean gastronomy is quite close to the Turkish one.
Really?
Yeah, and I keep thinking, so this is why I find the food, the kind of food that you can find in Azerbaijan, also very close to us. Probably the presentation is not the same, but the kind of food. For example, we eat a lot of meat, we eat a lot of lamb meat, which is also part of the diet of the people of Azerbaijan. This kebab, for example, is something that I like very much. But no matter the distance that it's between our both countries, we have some approach. It surprised me to tell you that we have in Chile so far around 2 or 3 young Azerbaijani entrepreneurs working in Chile in their projects in the frame of this Start Chile program, which is something that will help us a lot. I'm expecting them to come back to talk about our country, to talk about Chile, what they find, how it was the reception. It's something that will help a lot to build these bridges between Chile and Azerbaijan.
And what was or is the topic of his working?
I can't say to you precisely what they are developing there, because it's part of some sort of registered project, and they have to protect, because there's competencies from heart. But I have been told that it's an app. It's an app that it will work somehow like this apps for a taxi, for example. It's Uber, but without a target. But it's something that related with this, to make some shopping or something related with this. But it's very, very interesting, and the most interesting from the point of view of the embassy is that they are probably the first Azerbaijani living in Chile for a long period. And this is something that will be very helpful in the building of our future relationship between both countries.
Mr. Ambassador, how do you assess the political ties between Azerbaijan and Chile? Collaboration. Yeah, collaboration among our countries.
The official relationship was established between Chile and Azerbaijan in 1995. Very early at the beginning of the consolidation of the Republic of Azerbaijan. And since that time, both governments were working quite closely, but mostly in the international community, in the sense that most of our relations were at the level of United Nations, international organizations. And we were having a very fine-tuning on the support, international support for different candidacies and stuff like this. It's something that both governments, they were having a good understanding in these matters. And until the proposal to open our embassies started in 2014, and at that time the embassy of Azerbaijan was opened first in Santiago, and some years later the government of Chile decided to open it in Baku. And in this regards, we have, I would say, many coincidences in many things. To build the country is something that we started 200 years ago, so it's this is a big difference. But countries always face more or less same challenges, and now we are facing one of them as a country. But we always, as someone asked me, why Chile is opening an embassy so far from your country. It's because we have some identification. Chile has become a very, very dynamic economy, and in this concern, in this regard, it's not really strange that the country wanted to open and to be present also in this part of the world where we have never been before. And we find some connection in the political sphere, in the political scenario, especially in the international scenario. We understand that Azerbaijan and all this region is a very sensitive and strategic region, which is sorry, because it's in a very sensitive situation, especially with the neighbors now, Iran. But we have a lot of things to talk about, and we are building, as I said, a relationship with Azerbaijan that we expect. My personal intention, my personal hope is we are going to be able to build something very constructive and positive for our both countries.
Mr. Ambassador, I'd like to ask another question. In what areas can Chile and Azerbaijan establish strong cooperation? In your opinion, just.
Well, both countries are in geography quite similar. Our countries are around 70%, the surface of the country is mostly mountains. But nevertheless, we have been able to manage our knowledge and our skills in order to become a very relevant country, for example, by producing fresh fruits and vegetables. And it's because a very long tradition to doing research and investigation how to do it. And now we become a very strong exporter of those products. And I understand Azerbaijan is also looking to diversify their economy, because now everyone knows that it's based basically on the export of gas and oil. And we talk very often with the authorities here about the possibility to how to diversify the economy by developing other areas, and Azerbaijan it's doing quite well in that sense. And I think we can cooperate a lot on this and to develop, for example, to have more strong ties in the agricultural fields. You know, Chile is a country which produces high quality wines, and we export all around the world. It's probably our main export product after copper. But Chilean wines are very well known around the world. So it's some area in which I think we can cooperate by exchanging good practices and the best practices, and to exchange technology and knowledge about this activity. Another field in which I see a lot of opportunities is exactly what I said at the beginning: innovation. Our relation with Azerbaijan started early in the 21st century, the century of innovation, the century of all this progress, all the development in the science, and so we have to improve. In my opinion, innovation should be in the very core and it is very central in our activities, because it's something that will help us regardless the distance of both countries. We have been lucky here to have some Chilean delegations different matters. We have been lucky also that the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Azerbaijan visited Chile and the region twice. So it has been it's regardless the distance. In my personal opinion, I think innovation and all the possibilities that open to us for both countries, this special activity will help us a lot to build a very strong bridges. I have been lucky to keep in contact and to learn a little bit more deeply the progress and the developments of Azerbaijan in this particular matter. I think truly that we can do a lot more together to find and to develop some alliances on this regard.
What did you like most about our country, and what can you say about our cuisine? What's your favorite dish, for example?
Oh, I am very impressed with the people. I do very much. I am very careful. I observe the people that I cross every day, and there are some quite amazing differences. It's not because it's you, but the women here are very attractive. I am very. It's called my attention how they are very careful with their appearance. It's something that is called my attention. And but there are probably two different things. This is, as I said, I am very much attracted by the people here. There are some interesting mix, between the Muslim culture and many other local cultures that they were here from far, for all time. So it's something that I study very much, and I read a lot about this, about religions. All these topics attract me a lot. But coming back to something more in the ground, to put our feet in the ground, I would say that food is also something very
Similar to Chile's food or not?
in many sense. We use, for example, to include in our diet a lot of vegetables, as well as vegetarian. Probably we prepare them in a different way, but vegetable at the end of the day. And then, as I said before, meat and all this, especially way of this kebab, or this other, what do you call this name? This one, sorry, but I'm not good to keep this name in my mind, but I can identify it perfectly.
Was it tasty?
Why, absolutely. I like it very much. Whenever I have time. And I have been very lucky in this sense, because the Ministry of Foreign Affairs invites us very often during the year to different activities to show us the country in a different way. They always include, of course, there's some expression of gastronomy, and I enjoy it very much. So what we do with the different kind of dishes, the different kind of beverage, it's something that I enjoy absolutely a lot. Not to mention the fruit, which is not part of my diet, very much. And something that I can deny is that the variety of fruit here is quite amazing.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for this nice and very interesting and useful interview. Thank you so much.
Not at all. I would like to, maybe next year when my colleague is already here, and we are going to be able to talk about many other things, for example, cultural field. In our cultural field, I recognize that we haven't done much, because for many reasons. One of them is the distance. I would love to have the opportunity to bring here some cultural expression to Chile, dance, especially dance. And I realized, for example, dance as an expression of the culture is something that both countries share a lot. I see the people that they like very much dancing here.
Dancing, singing,
like in Chile. So, but we have different expression of dancing. And I will love to in the future to have the opportunity, maybe my colleague will have it, to have here some ballet, some Chilean ballet, because they are very colorful, and our traditional dance is also very very colorful, very expressive. And I think it will be from the taste of the population here. I am very confident that in the next future we are going to be able to develop this more strong cultural ties, because it's stuck everything in there. If we organize, for example, an exhibition of food, it is culture too. This is culture too.
Everything begins from culture.
And probably we will show that to the local citizen how we use this kind of products. And maybe because this, our connection in the trade will also improve, because probably the Chilean cherries, the Chilean avocados, the Chilean whatever, Chilean wine will become part of the tradition of this country. Globalization is that. It's a positive result of the globalization. The possibility to enjoy whatever you are of certain products that they come from very far. And it's something very interesting too that will help for sure in the future. Mm-hmm. And it's that we are in different hemispheres. Oh. So that means that while in Azerbaijan it's winter, January, in Chile it's summer. It's really in the middle of summer with temperature very high, like in Azerbaijan too. I was told by my family that were there that we have recently around 36 degrees. 36 degrees is more or less like what you can have in the summertime here in Brazil. And because this we produce fruits and a lot of things that it may arrive here someday exactly when Azerbaijan doesn't produce it. Because there's opposite seasons, the opposite seasons. So I think I see a lot of opportunities here, and moreover, when I feel some sort of nostalgia, for example, from the sea, because Chile, is facing a very long part of seashore, more than 4,000 kilometers of seashore. And I miss it, sometimes I miss it. But the catch facility to call me all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, of course.
We wish you all the luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am so thankful for everything that I learned here, for the good relations that I established here. And I hope that you never know when we are going to be in contact. But I will be work out. I'm going to work out with my good friends of Azerbaijan that I know already that they are living in Chile. That we are going to work out our relation in the world.
You see, everything what happens is a good start.
Yeah.